Hello friends. So in our last session we had created and set up the shared folder in our virtual machine. Now we'll perform prerequisite steps for Oracle database setup. So these are the prerequisite steps we need to perform for Oracle DB setup. So we'll open up our VM, we'll open up our terminal and switch to root user. So I'll type in the password for root user and we are in. Okay. So this is a file we need to make changes to. This is the first step. Okay, we need to edit the host file. Now for this editing the host file, we need our host name and IP address of virtual machine. So I'll type in host name and this is my host name. So I'll copy it from here. Copy. Okay. And then I'll type in if config. So it's ifconfig. Press enter. Scroll up a bit. So after if config, you have over here inet. So this is your IP address. Okay, so let's copy both these things somewhere. We'll open up a notepad. So I'll firstly copy my host name and then I'll copy the IP address from here. Copy it and we'll paste it over here. Okay, now so we press a tab and then copy it again. Okay, so in I'll remove this .com from here. So now we'll open up our host file. I'll just clear this thing. You need to type in this command vi forward slash space forward slash etc forward slash hosts. Okay, this will open up the host file. You click on down arrow, you click on right arrow and go till very last. Then you press escape and I. So now you're on insert mode. Then you press the right arrow again and press enter. So you'll come to next line. So we'll copy this thing from here. We'll do control C. We'll come to our VM. We'll right click and paste it over here. Okay, and then we'll save it. Okay, so what we need to put in host file is we need to put in our IP address, then the host name and the VM name. So virtual machine name I'm putting as Oracle Linux VM. Okay, so I'll save it colon WQ. So after making the changes, I press on escape, then I pressed shift and colon and then WQ and then I'll press enter. So this will save the file. Okay, now the next step is for the Oracle prerequisite installation. Okay, so all these, so we need to run this command yum install y Oracle database pre-install etc. The prerequisite again for running this command is we need to have our VM connected to internet. So if you see over here, if I click on this one, it's wired connected. It means that it's connected to internet. Okay, so we are connected to internet. Now this command, it doesn't work fine for Linux version 8 plus. Okay, so it only works for Linux version which are older than 8, which have come before it. For higher version 8 or plus 8.123, for these versions we need to follow manual steps which are listed on this website. So we are using 7.9, so we'll just run this command. So I'll run it over here. Okay, so the installation has started. So it'll take a couple of minutes. Okay, so this setup is done. All right. Now what this setup has done is it has created Oracle user. It has done some prerequisite setups for the same. So I'll do ID space Oracle to check if the Oracle user is created. So it's created. Okay, now we also want to give this Oracle user access to our shared folder which we had created in our previous session. So we type in this command usermod -a -g vbox sf Oracle. Okay, now our Oracle user would have access to the shared folder once we reboot the system. Okay, now let's move on to the next step. So now we need to create this directory. So this will be the home directory for Oracle product. So we'll just paste it over here, click enter. Then we need to change ownership for the directory. So we are creating this directory with root user. So the owner currently is root user. Now we'll change ownership to Oracle O install. Oracle is the user, O install is the group Oracle belongs to. Okay. Now this is for the public access to U01 folder. I'll paste it. Okay, done. Now we need to disable system firewall. Okay, so we'll stop the system firewall firstly, enter, and then we'll disable the system firewall. Okay, enter. All right, so it's disabled. Now we need to set up password for Oracle user. So we'll copy this command and we'll paste it over here. Now it's asking for a new password for Oracle user. Type in your password, press enter, retype the password, press enter. Okay, so it's done. Okay, so now we'll reboot the system. Now we'll see that we have two users over here on the login page. So we have the Oracle user as well listed. So we'll choose Oracle user and we'll type in the password for Oracle user and click enter. Now we'll move on to the OS configuration part. So we'll do this basic setup for the Oracle user as well. Just disable this location setting, click enter and next skip. Okay. All right. So let's try accessing the shared folder as well with Oracle user. So we are able to access it. Perfect. Fine. Now you can right click and open the terminal. Okay. Now in this step, what we have to do is we need to set up some environment variables for the operating system. So there's a .bash profile file which is there, which runs every time a user logs into the system. So every time Oracle user log into the system, the .bash profile for this user would run. Now we'll make changes to this bash profile file and we'll add these lines. So these commands will add to the bash profile file. What it will do is it will set values for all these variables. So these would be the environment variables for Oracle user. Okay, it will set the variable value and these values would be used for the installation of Oracle database. Okay, so I'll just give a brief description of what all these variables are. So there's one Oracle base. So this one will specify the base location of Oracle directory. We would be using this location as base location. Then there's Oracle home, which will specify the directory containing Oracle software. For us, it would be Oracle base product 18db1. Then there's Oracle SID, which will specify this system identifier, which we are using as ORCL. Then there will be Oracle unique name, which will be an operating system environment variable, which will hold database's unique name value, which again would be ORCL for our case. Okay. So we'll open up this file. We'll copy this command, paste it over here and press enter. Okay, now this file is open. So we'll go down, go to right, press escape I and then press right key and enter. Okay, now we'll copy. So we have this export path already over here. Okay, so we'll copy from here, from export tmp till here, last line. Okay, now you'll see there's one more thing over here, enter your host name. Okay, so we need to enter a host name here. So before doing this, okay, let's close this one. We'll press escape, shift colon and q. Okay, press enter. Okay, all right. Now we need to check our host name. So we'll type in host name, press enter. We'll get this host name. We copy it from here, copy it and then we paste it over here with all these values. Okay, so we'll paste it over here. So we got our host name as well. Now we'll copy all. So firstly run this command. Okay. Okay, so it has opened this file. We'll go down, we'll go right, press escape I, escape I, then press enter. Now let's copy this part from here till here, control C, go to VM, then paste it, press escape, shift colon WQ and enter. Okay, so this has been changed. All right, now let's see if any of the variable we can see the value which we have set. So let's try Oracle hostname. Okay, so we'll copy this one, control C, and we'll try to echo it. So echo is the command we use, then we use it with $sign, paste, enter. So we are seeing a null value. This is because this file will only run when we log in as Oracle user. So when we had logged in previously, this bash profile wasn't updated. Now we have updated it. Now we need to log in again as Oracle user. So what we'll do is we'll reboot the system. Okay, so we'll log in as Oracle user. Okay, now let's open up the terminal and try the echo command again. Echo $oracle hostname. Okay, now we can see the Oracle hostname. Now there's another command we'll run to set the SE Linux as permissive, set enforce permissive. Just enter over here. Okay, so this has failed because it has been already set up. All right, cool. So this works fine. Now we'll reboot the system again and we'll start with the installation process. So that's it for this lecture. Thank you.